Von Miller was born in 1989 in DeSoto, Texas, where football became an important part of his life from an early age. Growing up in Texas, he was surrounded by a strong football culture, and he quickly developed the athletic ability that would eventually take him to the highest level of the sport. Miller attended DeSoto High School, where he began developing his skills as a defensive player. His combination of speed, strength, and quick reactions made him stand out. He was particularly effective at rushing the quarterback, using his acceleration to get past offensive linemen and pressure the opposing offense. High school football gave Miller his first major platform to demonstrate his potential. He continued improving his technique while learning how to compete against stronger and more experienced opponents. After high school, Miller continued his football career at Texas A&M University. College football provided a much more competitive environment and required him to develop both physically and mentally. At Texas A&M, Miller became one of the team's most dangerous defensive players. His ability to reach the quarterback became one of his biggest strengths. He could use speed and quick movement to create pressure, making it difficult for opposing offenses to protect their quarterbacks. His performances attracted increasing attention from scouts and NFL teams. Miller's college career showed that he had the physical tools to compete professionally, but reaching the NFL would require even more discipline and preparation. He had to improve his technique, understand offensive formations, and learn how to consistently perform against elite athletes. His development at Texas A&M transformed him from a talented Texas athlete into a serious NFL prospect. The foundation of his professional career was being built through training, competition, and consistency. Miller's story began with a simple path: DeSoto, Texas high school football, Texas A&M NFL opportunity. By the end of his college career, his speed and pass rushing ability had made him one of the most promising defensive players in college football. The next step would be the biggest one of his career, entering the NFL draft and competing against the best football players in the world. In 2011, Von Miller reached the biggest opportunity of his young football career when the Denver Broncos selected him second overall in the NFL draft. Being selected that high showed how highly NFL teams valued his ability. The Broncos saw Miller as a player who could immediately strengthen their defense, especially because of his speed, athleticism, and ability to pressure quarterbacks. Miller entered the NFL with high expectations, but he quickly proved that he could handle the competition. During his rookie season, he became one of Denver's most dangerous defensive players. His ability to rush the quarterback was particularly impressive. Miller could accelerate quickly, use his hands and movement to get around offensive linemen, and create pressure before the quarterback had enough time to make a play. His performance earned him the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year award. This was an important early achievement because it established Miller as more than just a promising draft pick. He had already become one of the league's most noticeable young defensive players. His rookie season also showed the importance of translating talent into consistent performance. Miller had the physical ability to succeed, but the NFL required much more than athleticism. He had to learn professional defensive schemes, understand opposing offenses, and compete against some of the strongest and fastest athletes in football. Every game provided another opportunity to improve. His speed became one of his biggest weapons. Instead of relying only on size and strength, Miller could use quickness to create advantages against offensive linemen. His ability to reach the quarterback made him a constant threat. The Broncos quickly understood how valuable that could be. A defensive player capable of regularly pressuring quarterbacks can change the way an entire offense approaches a game. Quarterbacks may have less time to throw. Offensive linemen may need additional protection. Running backs may have to help block. That means one elite pass rusher can influence multiple parts of an opponent's strategy. Miller was beginning to have that kind of impact. His first season also created the foundation for a much larger career. He had entered the NFL as the second overall pick. He finished his rookie year with major individual recognition, and he was now building a reputation as one of Denver's most important defensive players. The next challenge was consistency. One successful season could establish a player, but maintaining that level over several years is much more difficult. Miller continued developing his technique, studying opponents and improving his understanding of the game. His goal was no longer simply to prove he belonged in the NFL. He wanted to become one of the best defensive players in the league. The 2011 season therefore became the starting point of Miller's professional success. He entered the league with enormous expectations and immediately delivered strong performances. His combination of speed, technique, athleticism and pass rushing ability made him a dangerous linebacker for the Denver Broncos. Selecting Miller near the top of the draft became an important investment. For Miller, it was the beginning of a career that would eventually include major individual awards, championships and a reputation as one of the NFL's elite pass rushers. The lesson from this stage of his career is simple: talent creates an opportunity, but performance turns that opportunity into a career. As Von Miller continued his NFL career, he developed from an outstanding young linebacker into one of the league's most recognizable defensive stars. His biggest weapon remained his ability to rush the quarterback. Miller combined speed, strength, technique and excellent timing to create pressure against some of the best offensive lines in the NFL. His performances earned him repeated recognition. He became an 8-time Pro Bowl selection and received multiple All-Pro honors, establishing himself among the top defensive players of his generation. But individual awards were only part of Miller's success. His biggest goal was winning a championship. That opportunity came with the Denver Broncos during the 2015 season. The Broncos had a strong defense, and Miller was one of its most important players. The team reached Super Bowl 50, where Denver faced the Carolina Panthers. The game became one of the defining moments of Miller's career. Denver's defense created constant pressure on Carolina quarterback Cam Newton. Miller was at the center of that defensive performance. He recorded 5 sacks and repeatedly disrupted the Panthers' offense. His pressure helped Denver control the game and eventually win the Super Bowl 24-10. Miller was named Super Bowl MVP, an enormous individual achievement for a defensive player. The award showed how important his performance had been to Denver's championship. Winning the Super Bowl also changed Miller's legacy. He was no longer simply a highly successful linebacker with individual awards. He was a Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl MVP. The achievement demonstrated the value of his years of preparation and consistency. Miller's career at this stage was built around a simple formula: speed, technique, preparation, consistency, elite performance. His success also showed that defensive players can become major stars in the NFL. Quarterbacks and offensive players often receive much of the attention, but an elite pass rusher can completely change the outcome of a game. Miller's ability to pressure quarterbacks made him a crucial part of Denver's defense. The 2015 season became the highlight of his time with the Broncos. He had already established himself as one of the league's best linebackers, but winning the Super Bowl gave his career another level of recognition. The Super Bowl MVP award became one of the most important achievements of his career. It also strengthened his reputation as a player who could perform under the greatest pressure. Miller's journey from a second overall draft pick to an 8-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl MVP demonstrated how long-term success is built. Talent helped him enter the NFL, training helped him improve, consistency helped him remain among the league's best, and championship performance created his legacy. By this point, Von Miller had become much more than a promising defensive player from Texas. He had established himself as one of the NFL's premier pass rushers and one of the defining defensive stars of his generation. In 2021, Von Miller entered another important stage of his NFL career when the Denver Broncos traded him to the Los Angeles Rams. The move gave Miller an opportunity to compete for another championship. Although he had already won Super Bowl 50 with Denver, he was still focused on proving that he could contribute at the highest level with a new team. Miller joined the Rams during the 2021 season and quickly became an important part of their defense. His experience as an elite pass rusher gave the team another weapon against opposing quarterbacks. The Rams eventually reached Super Bowl MVP, where they faced the Cincinnati Bengals. Miller delivered an important performance in the championship game. His pressure on the Bengals offense helped the Rams control crucial moments of the game. Los Angeles won the Super Bowl, giving Miller his second Super Bowl championship. Winning another championship with a different team demonstrated Miller's ability to adapt. He had already experienced success in Denver, but he showed that his skills could remain valuable in a different defensive system and with different teammates. After his time with the Rams, Miller joined the Buffalo Bills. The move gave him another opportunity to compete for a championship while bringing veteran experience to Buffalo's defense. By this stage of his career, Miller was no longer simply known for his athletic ability. He had become one of the NFL's experienced defensive leaders. Young players could learn from his preparation, technique, and understanding of professional football. His career also demonstrated the importance of adapting as an athlete gets older. Speed and athleticism were major parts of Miller's game when he entered the NFL, but experience became increasingly important. Understanding offensive schemes, recognizing plays, and using technique allowed him to remain productive. Later in his career, Miller also joined the Washington Commanders. Each new team represented another opportunity to contribute and continue building his NFL legacy. By the end of the 2025 season, Miller had recorded 138 career sacks, placing him among the most productive pass rushers in NFL history. His career had now included multiple teams, 2 Super Bowl championships, a Super Bowl MVP award, and numerous individual honors. The journey from Denver to Los Angeles, Buffalo, and Washington showed that changing teams does not necessarily mean starting over. Miller brought his experience and defensive knowledge wherever he played. His career became an example of longevity in professional football. The lesson from this stage is simple: adapt to change, keep improving, and use experience as an advantage. Von Miller's career is built around speed, consistency, preparation, and longevity. From his early days playing football in Texas to becoming one of the NFL's most recognized defensive stars, he developed a career based on continuous improvement and high-level performance. Miller entered the NFL in 2011 as the second overall pick of the Denver Broncos. From the beginning, he showed that his speed and pass rushing ability could make an immediate difference. Over the years, he became an 8-time Pro Bowl selection and earned multiple All-Pro honors. One of the biggest moments of his career came in Super Bowl 50. Playing for the Denver Broncos, Miller recorded 5 sacks against the Carolina Panthers and played a major role in Denver's defensive performance. The Broncos won the game 20-10, and Miller was named Super Bowl MVP. That achievement established him as one of the most important defensive players of his generation. Miller later added another championship to his career. In 2021, he joined the Los Angeles Rams and helped the team win Super Bowl MVP. Winning championships with 2 different organizations demonstrated his ability to adapt and contribute in different environments. Throughout his career, Miller also played for the Buffalo Bills and Washington Commanders. Each new team brought different challenges, but his experience allowed him to continue contributing as a veteran pass rusher. By the end of the 2025 season, Miller had recorded 138 career sacks, placing him among the most productive pass rushers in NFL history. His legacy is not only about statistics, it is also about longevity. Professional football is physically demanding, and maintaining a career for many seasons requires preparation, discipline, and the ability to adapt. Miller had to adjust his game as he became an older and more experienced player. Early in his career, his extraordinary speed was one of his greatest advantages. Later, experience, technique, and understanding of the game became increasingly important. His career demonstrates that natural talent can open the door, but long-term success requires much more. Talent creates the opportunity, training develops the talent. Consistency creates longevity, performance under pressure creates a legacy. Von Miller followed that path throughout his career. From a young football player in Texas to an NFL superstar and two-time Super Bowl champion, his journey shows how preparation and adaptability can turn athletic ability into a lasting professional career. His legacy remains defined by championships, individual awards, sacks, and years of elite defensive football.